Hey everybody! Welcome back to Enemy Archives, where enemies from the Legend of Zelda series are brought into the light. Following the completion of the Blinn series, which included Moblins, Bokoblins, and other similar enemies, today we are commencing another series focusing on a different category of Zelda enemies: Reptiles. While I'm not exactly sure how they classify animals in Hyrule, I think it's safe to assume that the scaly, lizard-like monsters are close enough to call them reptilian. To start off this new series, let's have a fairly well-known monster, shall we? Today's episode is all about Lizalfos. Lizalfos are, as their name suggests, lizard foes. They have appeared in a total of 4 main series titles, all of which were 3D games. Lizalfos have a reputation for their hit-and-run style of combat, but just because they are nimble enemies doesn't mean that they aren't tough. So, let's get started on the first Reptile episode. Enemy Archives, Lizalfos. Ocarina of Time. Lizalfos made their first appearance in Ocarina of Time. These enemies are a bit less scary than their concept art would suggest, but they're dangerous nonetheless. Lizalfos are actually pretty big compared to Link, and they use their unusual agility to their advantage. The very first fight with a Lizalfos happens in the Dodongo's Cavern, where 2 Lizalfos drop in for a battle. They attack with small swords, with little defense to be seen. However, Lizalfos are not to be taken lightly. When a Lizalfos comes in for a hit, it will hop readily up to Link and try to stab him. If Link interrupts the attack, the Lizalfos will leap over Link and try to attack him from behind. If Link fails to interrupt the attack, well, he gets stabbed. After taking a few hits, that Lizalfos will run away, and the other one will come in for a few hits. This continues until both Lizalfos have been defeated. After Dodongo's Cavern, Lizalfos make themselves scarce, only appearing as regular enemies much later in the Spirit Temple. Twilight Princess. Lizalfos made their next appearance in Twilight Princess, where they remain formidable opponents. They are fairly similar to their previous appearance, except now they are better equipped than before. In Twilight Princess, there are 2 different types of Lizalfos. One kind wears a skull helmet, and the other has an axe on its tail. As you might expect, the latter uses its tail as a weapon. However, besides these minor differences, these Lizalfos are mostly the same. Lizalfos appear throughout the game, from as early as the Lakebed Temple to Link's final destination, Hyrule Castle. They remain resilient opponents unto the end, but with the use of a few hidden skills, they aren't a lot of trouble for the legendary hero. Most Lizalfos take a defensive approach, blocking Link's attacks with their shields. When they have an opening, they strike hard and fast with attacks that can knock Link over. However, if Link makes use of his own shield, he can break through their defenses and perform a Helm Splitter. Another way to breach the defenses of a Lizalfos is with a backslice, but this can prove difficult if there are multiple Lizalfos blocking the way. Skyward Sword. In their earliest appearance in the Zelda timeline, Lizalfos are even more competent fighters. They are now equipped with massive arm guards, which protect them from most of Link's basic attacks. In addition, these Lizalfos can spew a stream of fire at Link, which burns away wooden shields like kindling. These Lizalfos are pretty aggressive, but if Link can land a spin attack between the streams of fire and the occasional swinging tail club, finishing off a Lizalfos is pretty straightforward. In Skyward Sword, Lizalfos are primarily found in 2 regions: the Eldin area, specifically the Earth Temple, and the Lanayru area, in places like the Lanayru Shipyard. When it comes to combat, these Lizalfos have a variety of skills. If Link attempts to attack one, it will immediately dodge, and after a while will start taunting Link from behind its guard. Link can either hit the Lizalfos or strike its gauntlet. Striking the gauntlet will make the Lizalfos immediately strike back with a powerful blow. If Link attacks the exposed Lizalfos, however, the Lizalfos will become completely open to attacks. Every so often, a Lizalfos will unleash a wave of flames, which has a decent range and damage. In some cases, two Lizalfos will team up for a sub-boss fight, where one will wear a gauntlet on his right hand, the other guarding his left. This setup makes an effective defense against Link's sword attacks. To break their defenses, Link must strike carefully. Though Lizalfos are tough early on, they become much easier later in the game. However, there might be a tougher type of Lizalfos later on in Link's quest. Breath of the Wild. In Breath of the Wild, Lizalfos take a somewhat different appearance, almost like that of a chameleon. Despite changing up their look, Lizalfos remain the tricky opponents they have always been, with more weapons and skills than ever. Some Lizalfos wield weapons like Lizal boomerangs, while others wield bows with lightning arrows. Over time, Lizalfos can be seen with better gear, but they tend to stick with boomerangs, spears, and bows. As usual, Lizalfos fight very carefully, leaping in to attack but leaping away afterwards. In addition to their regular attacks, Lizalfos can spit projectiles at Link, which can be very irritating from the water. Some Lizalfos use camouflage to hide in plain sight, leaping on Link when he comes close. Lizalfos can also run very quickly, making them difficult targets. Overall, Breath of the Wild's Lizalfos have a very strong set of attacks. Breath of the Wild's Lizalfos come in many varieties, from the weak green Lizalfos to the Master Mode exclusive gold Lizalfos. There are even 3 elemental types of Lizalfos, fire, ice, and electric, that have special attacks and defenses. The fire Lizalfos can even swim in lava. There are also Stal Lizalfos, which are skeletal versions of regular Lizalfos. Stal Lizalfos can be defeated by knocking them to pieces and then attacking their heads. Breath of the Wild holds the record for the most Lizalfos varieties, including one more variety we'll see in just a minute. Now, let's take a look at some of the unusual kinds of Lizalfos that show up throughout the series. The first is a special kind of Lizalfos, called the Dark Lizalfos, which is seen in Skyward Sword. The Dark Lizalfos is pretty similar to a regular Lizalfos, but it has many differences. For starters, Dark Lizalfos are twice as tough as regular Lizalfos, and they are also much less common, only appearing in the Fire Sanctuary and the Sky Keep. Dark Lizalfos have a special ability too. Instead of breathing fire, they spit a stream of dark, smoky projectiles, which curse Link for a short time upon impact. While Link is cursed, he cannot draw his sword or consult Fi, leaving him mostly weaponless. As if all of these defenses weren't enough, Dark Lizalfos also just look really cool. The only other unique Lizalfos type so far is very similar in nature, but quite different in appearance. This other type is known as the Cursed Lizalfos, only found in Breath of the Wild. Cursed Lizalfos are simply floating Lizalfos skulls, which emerge from certain pools of malice. Specifically, the pools with scary fanged mouths in them. Cursed Lizalfos are very weak, only taking a single blow to defeat, but they are quick to attack Link. They can be found in the Divine Beasts, as well as in Hyrule Castle's gatehouses, and they aren't very dangerous, but they can be extremely annoying alongside stronger enemies, like Lionel's. Now, the moment you probably weren't waiting for. Today's quiz reveal! Here's the question. Which of these Skyward Sword dungeons houses Lizalfos? A. The Ancient Cistern. B. The Skyview Temple. C. The Earth Temple. Or D. The Lanayru Mining Facility. Once you think you have the right answer, click or tap the small white card in the top right corner of the screen. I'll collect the answers around June 4th, so if you put your answer in before then, it should be counted. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more Zelda content. Please don't actually leave a like. This is only the start of the Reptile series, so keep an eye out for more videos like this one. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time you're in the Legend Zone.